Guys, what's up? This video is going to be why I thought my son was autistic before even he got the diagnosis. So this is basically his early years, even though he's still just 3 right now, but this is like baby to 3 years old. But when he was a baby, I didn't really notice anything out of the ordinary. So if you're looking for um, early symptoms from when they're a baby, you might want to find a different video because I didn't recognize his until he was like 9 months old. Now, the weird thing is, he started walking very early. He started walking at 9.5 months, and that's actually when I started noticing weird things. When he first started walking, he always wanted toy cups on his feet. That's the only way he would walk, which is kind of like a sensory thing. And they were little blue cups, about this big. And that's when he started tippy-toe walking. And then he started isolating himself. He would always be in what do you call it, cabinets by himself. He had an obsession with doors, which went on until now. He still does it. And then he started isolating himself in a room, and it was always in a car. It's always where he'd be. And then as time went on, I noticed that he was not a big fan of children, which everyone tells you that they aren't until so-and-so age. And then when you get to that so-and-so age, they're like, it's normal. It's not normal for a kid to just parallel play, not want anything to do with kids, and not even try to interact with them. It's just not normal. So he did a lot of that, and he even ran from them, which kind of was funny because he has a cousin that's like 11 months younger than him, and she would chase him everywhere. And eventually she would get his attention, and then she was happy as a clam. If she did not get that attention, she sat on him. I mean, it wasn't funny to him, but it was kind of funny to me just because she was so much younger. She's like 11 months younger. Anyway, then he started just doing echolalia. So he would just repeat words. At the time, he wouldn't say anything, and then when he did, it was after a video. So it wasn't really script echolalia because it was during the video. It's not like he repeated them later, but he would only repeat certain words after the video, if that makes sense. He's grown up. He did a lot of hand flapping, arm flapping, and this goes from like 9 months on up. He did a lot of circles. He would run in circles. He did a lot of this, and then he would move his fingers and do this. He would do a lot of fidgeting. He did a lot of headbanging, though he doesn't do that one near as much. And when he does, it's usually on my stomach or a pillow. He does tend to throw his head on things when he's upset now. I'm trying to remember it all. Like, it kind of was a barricade of different things. He was in his own little world. So he got fixated on things, and he would just block you out. And he still gets fixated on things, which they noticed during his testing. He shakes his head. He does do a few verbal stems, which I guess they'd be like stems. He'll go blah 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 blah, and his arms will go like this, and he'll go mm-hmm, and then he'll just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, and he'll do it for a minute. It's kind of cute, but on the other hand, it's not normal. And for a while, we started joking, saying he would be a professor because he'd be on top of something, and he'll just be like blah 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 blah, boom, and then he would just sometimes not do the point and just go blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. He would just talk to himself. I don't know, kind of like he was directing a class. He likes light switches, which is another annoying behavior. he was a tiptoe walker slash runner. He does got SMOs on, so it's not as bad. The eye contact thing, I couldn't really tell because I don't give a whole lot of eye contact, and even doing these videos, you can see my eyes go to the side because apparently I can't even look at myself. I don't know. But she said he does have limited eye contact. He does imitate, however, because of that and giving some eye contact and what was the third one? Uh, I don't know. I can't remember. There was a third one. They assumed he was not autistic, which is bull honky. From an autistic, I know firsthand that that does not mean you're not autistic. Uh, so she did say he did some imaginary play, but not enough, I guess. And I guess he also like does speech that is not understandable, which I knew, but does it in the manner where it's not appropriate for that thing. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Um, he just seemed, I don't know, disconnected, and he has no empathy. I was sick with pneumonia, and he ended up splitting my lip open. So he doesn't have any empathy for me whatsoever. um, they say his speech and his adaptive skills are that of a 1-year-old. So he's pretty behind there, but he has the cognitive function and stuff to learn. And he still does mostly echolalia. And so when he does do a word on his own, I really do praise him for that because whew, uh, it's like not normal for him. Anyway, and this started at 9 months and on up too. He still does it, but I remember he was having meltdowns that lasted for hours. I'm telling you, the longest one was 2 hours long. And I'm just like, this is not normal. What is wrong with him? And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, oh God, he might be autistic. Now they're not as long, but he does have quite a few of them. And transitions and change are like triggers for him. So he has quite a few of them. Um, I always thought change might have been an issue, but he was so young that I couldn't tell. But it did seem when something different happened, he would freak out and he would scream for I don't know how long. Um, he does still do stemming, of course, but like he does it when he's uncomfortable and sometimes when he's understimulated. So he does them in different types of scenarios. He's never liked being around people. He does not like crowds. He does not like going. Any social event is like a disaster. And I keep trying, and it does not work. And I get overstimulated too, but as an adult, it looks a little different. So I try not to take him very many places because it's kind of just like it's embarrassing and it's a struggle for everybody involved. Um, Surprisingly, the fair, when we took him to the fair, it wasn't as bad as I anticipated from my experience with him and experiences I've had after taking him to the fair. But he still looked disconnected. Um, he looked out of place. He was stemming. Um, he did have a few breakdowns, especially from transitioning to one spot to the next. And at this time, I did get my first dirty look from somebody. So now I know how everybody else feels. Uh, she stared pretty hard too. She like did not try to hide her staring from me, but I tried to block it out. And I could tell she was giving me a dirty look. And I don't even know how to explain it. It was kind of sad. What is it, baby? What? Holy crap! Another thing is that he can't stand stuff on his skin, mostly like gooey substances and wet feeling stuff, which is good because he's able to tell me when he's dirty. Because just a minute ago, I don't know what happened because I just changed him. He actually got gooey because he had a blowout. I know, TMI. So he was freaking out. And thank God he told me, or I would never known. I gotta see if there's any more poop anywhere else. I hope not. And it's fairly fresh, so he wasn't in it for very long. Ooh, the light. I apologize. There. Another thing was he's never been very cuddly. Especially when he went out of the baby form. I had to cuddle him a lot when he was a baby because he was so colicky. The freaking light, I'm sorry. But after that, he has not been very colicky. And he has to jump, bounce, and everything. And it drives me crazy because he does it on me and it hurts. And then he has no sense of safety. So I have to use a harness for him now. And he's starting to be a runner. And he is fast, let me tell you. That's about all I can think of his early years. But anyways, give it a thumbs up so I know you like this video and I know what else to do. And until next time, bye guys.
Yo.